Welcome to another episode of Speaking the Truth. I appreciate all y'all who subscribed and liked my videos. That's been following me on my Instagram, on my Facebook accounts, seeing my reels, all that. You know what I'm saying? Hey, this is designed to be raw and uncut. I don't edit my videos. I don't try to duplicate none. I might put a little things in there, a little clapping, a little bit. But other than that, I basically make these videos as raw as I possibly can. I wanted to tell y'all, man, hey, my journey through life after doing all the time that I've done and everything that I've been through has been good and it's been bad at the same time. But today, I'm getting ready to talk to y'all about how it feels, doing that type of time and what the things that I went through during that type of time. You have a lot of people who speak in terms of, what I'm saying, okay, I did, this, I did that. But like I said, it was a whole nother animal to go into a prison system at the age of 18, basically a teenager. I know guys that went to prison when they was 15, 16 years old. So, but I happened to go in at 18. So I know a whole lot about how it feels to go into a situation, where you barely understand what you've been doing the whole time. It's like, a lot of people, man, commit different types of crimes and then they basically just throw away and lock the key on them, and then they be in there for the rest of their lives. I know myself, people have been locked up 40, 50 years, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I came out in 28, but I have partners that have been locked up in their 30s, 30 years, But what I'm saying is this, man, the environments, man, when you think about, all the different things, how people come out here and they do the right thing, what society feels like is the right thing, you know, it's like everybody's in prison, you know, situation was different. Everybody went through something different. Everything's not all the same. Contrary to what you hear. You hear all about the bad stuff people do in there, or all this and that. Yeah, it's a lot of that. And then you hear a whole lot of stuff about the good stuff people do. But the reality of it is everybody is not them type of people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have people that just get through this bit. You know what I'm saying? I knew a lot of guys, man, they been set up in their cells, came out to work out, went to commissary, and came back. And you had people that stayed out in that yard all the time and kept confusion going on. They did that the whole time they was locked up, too. So a lot of times, man, I think that it's a misrepresentation of how things really are in life. And just like out here, it's still the same thing. It's like everybody got this ideology in their head that things supposed to be a certain way and things are not that way. Every subject that I've touched on, everything that I've talked about, basically all those situations could have went different ways, man. The things when I talked about the Chesapeake thing, when I talked about the girl Shaquilla Roberts, all these things could have went different ways. I think people out here are just are not mindful of everything that's going on, and that's what prison teaches you. If anything else you learn when you're in there, you learn how to pay attention to what's going on around you. Learn how to see and visualize, what's going on, and you learn to obtain some type of common sense. Because if you don't have that, then basically you're gonna get late. I'm saying everything is gonna happen to you. Is gonna just you can't do nothing about it because it's like people are holding you accountable for what you're doing. Unlike out in this world, the free world, they're not really holding you accountable for everything that you do. You get a free pass. So, with that being said, you know, this is what this is going to be about today. This is going to be about me and my thought process and how I dealt with situations in that society, within a society, because that's what it is, a society within a society. The mistakes people make, what I'm saying, all the time, what I'm saying, when they go into a prison uh, yard or whatever like that, they think, okay, I just gotta be this hard motherfucker, or I gotta go find me some dudes I can really that I fuck with to make sure you're alright. or I'm gonna just get under some dudes and people ain't gonna mess with me. You go into prison and you be your own man. I know a lot of y'all out here got children, got loved ones, whoever else they are that are facing some time. And I know that y'all just don't know what to tell the person because, see, they're not going to let you know that they're scared. They're not going to let you know that they feel some kind of way about having to deal with the situation. But prison is forever changing. And it's different ways to deal with stuff. You have to be basically within yourself. You have to know how to, understand yourself. And really, my epitome, not epitome, that's the wrong word for best use. You know what I'm saying? My epiphany was when I went into the hole. I went in the hole, they call it segregation. I went in the hole for like 4 years. In them 4 years, I broke myself down. I talked to myself. I thought to myself, and everybody said, "Oh man, you talking to yourself? You going crazy?" Nah, I wasn't going crazy. What I was doing, I was creating myself. I was creating a person. You know what I'm saying? Because you see, them first 4 years before I went in, you know, to that segregation. I had been locked up back and forth because prison has jails, whatever. But I actually went on a 4 year in a cell by myself. So what I did was I broke myself down. I broke myself down, and I thought about shit. And I said to myself, you know what? What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna figure out who I'm gonna be for these next couple of years. I said I'm gonna figure that out, and that's what I had to do. So the process of me doing that was basically I had to say everything that you was, everything that you ever been, forget that. Let's concentrate on going forward what you're gonna be. And at that time I had probably done like I wanna say about 7 or 8 years. And I was probably like 26, 27, because I went into the hole when I was like 23. So it was like, all right, this is what I stand for. This is who I am. This is who I'm gonna be. And that prepared me for real. I didn't even realize it from coming out. Because, see, as I came out, I knew already what I was trying to do, even though I didn't know completely, but I had an idea. It came from this. So I looked back and I said to myself, I said, man, look, I need to be able to get through this situation and still be healthy. So I immediately started working out. I immediately started trying to eat half-ass right, which was hard because in there the food messed up. You really can't get what you get out. Even the stuff that you buy is messed up, but you try to eat the best you can. I got myself on basically a diet in which that I could maneuver and gain or lose weight. I did that off and on throughout the years. But the point I'm making is I did a lot of self-evaluation. I did a lot of reading. And the reading that I read, I didn't read no books, regular books. I read textbooks. I read philosophy books. I read books for psychology. I read stuff like that. I educated myself to things that was important for me to deal with stuff. I didn't fill myself up with a whole bunch of stuff that meaningless stuff for me. Because a lot of people in there, they knew stuff about, what the president was doing this at the time. At the time you locked up, it's nothing. That stuff has no meaning, and a lot of people think that watching CNN or watching the news every morning, being caught up in worldly events, your world is right there. That's all you can really be caught up in. You can't be caught up in the rest of that stuff, And I was a person who wasn't getting any type of visits because I wasn't having any type of real outside contact with the world. Everything was in my world. I was right there in this place. So, towards I want to say my 30s going into my 40s, when the beginning of my 40s, because I'm 49 now, get ready to turn 50. I started talking to the people a little bit more. A lot of people say, oh man, you can't talk to the police. Well, they in the street. So it's like, they know what's going on in the street. If I keep talking to people that's in here, then I'll stagnate myself. And that was what it was. It was stagnation. Everybody was stagnating because they talking to itself. They talking to other people that's already locked up just like them. And then at the same token, you know what I'm saying? If you're not talking to people that's out in the street and they doing the same crazy mess that people in there do, but just on a different level, you still ain't growing. So the whole process was about growing. The whole process was about understanding. The whole process was about revitalizing my mind to understand what I was doing. I wasn't focused on my crime. I wasn't focused on that. And that is something that, a lot of people keep talking about, well, you retribution and all that, man. I couldn't focus on that because that's not going to help me. That is done. That has happened. There's nothing I can do about that no more. I had to learn how to deal with myself. And then I had to figure out who I was going to be because it's like, who in the world am I going to be, man, if I ever get out of here? Because at one point it felt like I was never getting out because so much time had passed. That was basically 3 decades, man, of dealing with a situation, of dealing with lockdowns, shakedowns, people jumping off tiers, killing themselves, people killing other dudes, people guts hanging out their stomachs because dudes done got at them and stuff like that. People fighting over the microwave, lying longs, I don't know what. A lot of stuff. That people really don't talk about because, like I said, people glorify stuff, but at the end, they don't talk about the real stuff, the reality of the situation. It's like everybody in that month tense, this stuff out here where people walk past you and don't say hi. You can't do that. Man, them dudes take everything for disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Everything is a respectful situation. If you don't respect a person, then it's an issue. So it's like you can't survive the situation thinking, oh man, I'm doing me, or I ain't pay them off with no mind. Because if you do that, then basically you're gonna lose. It's like you're not gonna ever get past anything. And if you don't watch yourself, then you become a target. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to really dig down deep inside yourself and figure out who you are as a person and as a man. And like the same thing for women, because women, some of the majority of the women joints was worse than dudes joints because women, just all in when it comes to that. But you really got to understand who yourself is and understand what you're trying to do and where you're trying to go. And they have programs in there. Like I said, they got plenty of programs, and all them programs, they're for what they're for. But, you know, everybody ain't a program person, man. Everybody ain't good at that. And, for real, you know, prison creates a lot of narcissistic people. People are good at, being like, okay, this right here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be about me. And it also creates social disturb people, where people become like real selfish or people become real manipulative. I like to call it a manipulative trait because everything is about, okay, how I'm going to trick this person into doing things I want to do or how I'm going to get past these people. You know what I'm saying? That's what all this becomes. And you come out here with those traits, a lot of times that's why you find out that people will go back because it's like you come out here and then you can't pull off the stunts or pull off everything that you be doing in there, and then it becomes, okay, it's easier for me to go back to that because now I don't got to pay no rent, now I don't owe the people no money, now I don't have to deal with none of that. I can go in here, sit back, 3 hots in a cot. That's how they say it, 3 hots in a cot. And it's easy for me to do this for 2-3 years, get out, get a breather, and then go back because it's the same stuff. You really, it's amazing, man. It's amazing the concept of how people think and a lot of stuff people don't talk about. So life, man, has took its toll on people in there. So it's like you got a lot of people doing them stretches. They ain't trying to be dealing with that stuff, man. Their mind ain't trying to even. They want to get out, but they've been gone so long that a lot of times they get out of this joint, it's like no family members, you know, not nobody around, you know what I'm saying, that can help them transition. So that's why I guess the programs are good if they work the programs, or if they run into a program where people really are trying to help somebody. So, you know, it's a telltale. It's basic. It's what it is, man. You know, people talk that good game. You know what I'm saying? That's once again. That's why I told you from the beginning of this video, man. If you listen to this video all the way through, then you understand exactly what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? Life is to be lived, man. You know what I'm saying? Raw, uncut. You know what I'm saying? Straight to the point, man. Everybody can't script it out. Everybody can't look at it the way it is. You know what I'm saying? So like and subscribe to this channel, man, because like I said, I'm not gonna script my stuff out. I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna take everything from inside my mind, you know what I'm saying, and because I have it there, because I have plenty to say, and that's plenty more where it come from, because I done experienced years and years of all types of situations, downfalls. I know how to see what's going on because it's just common sense, man. You know, y'all take care of yourselves. Until next time.